All right, welcome to today's Explainer, designed specifically for you, the vibrant expat community living right here in beautiful Salinas, Ecuador. If you are just starting out with your A1 Spanish classes, well, you are in the exact right place. So grab a cafecito and let's jump right in.
Today we're tackling something you literally do every single day, handling money. We're going to take a clear step-by-step look at the essential Spanish phrases and vocabulary you absolutely need for shopping, banking, and paying bills in your new home. By the end of this explainer, you'll feel way more confident managing your daily transactions, no translator needed. Let's do this. Section 1. Compras en el supermercado, or grocery shopping.
Let's picture a typical weekend errand, like heading over to El Paseo Shopping in La Libertad to grab your groceries at Supermaxi. Now in Ecuador, cashiers will almost always ask if you want your purchase linked to a tax ID number. But as an expat just grabbing everyday groceries, you usually don't need a formal tax invoice. So your magic password here is consumidor final, which translates to final consumer.
Let's practice that. Say it out loud with me. Consumidor final, por favor. It is hands down the easiest and most common response at the checkout line. It smoothly moves the whole transaction along without you having to painfully spell out your passport number digit by digit. Next up, the cashier is going to ask how you're paying, with a debit card, tarjeta de débito, or with physical cash, dinero en efectivo. Honestly, it's totally up to you, though a lot of expats really love the convenience of just swiping their debit cards at larger stores like Supermaxi.
If you do go the card route, you just simply say, con tarjeta de débito, por favor. The cashier will then ask you to insert your card into the datáfono, which is just the local word for the card payment terminal. Once it's approved, they hand you your receipt, your factura, and boom, you are good to go.
Moving right along to Section 2, El cajero automático, using the ATM.
So, what if you need cash to pay your rent or daily expenses? Take a fellow expat named Thomas over in Chichipepe, for example. His bank account is back in the US, so he regularly needs physical cash. First things first, you gotta find El Cajero Automático, which is the Spanish term for the ATM. You'll see these everywhere, from the Malecon all the way to the shopping centers.
Now here's the absolutely crucial part, safety. Thomas is super careful. He only uses ATMs during the day, specifically inside a bank or a mall. And he securely puts his bills away in his pocket before even taking a step away from the machine. He also never accepts help from strangers. These are, for sure, excellent habits for all of us to adopt. When you step up to the machine and actually need to get that cash out, the action you're performing is called retirar dinero, which simply means to withdraw money. And this brilliantly illustrates a really common hurdle for expats, getting small bills. As you've probably figured out by now, trying to break a 20 in Salinas can sometimes feel like an impossible quest. So if you want to ask the security guard if the machine dispenses smaller bills, use this exact phrase. Este cajero automático entrega billetes de 10 y 20 dólares. Literally, it's a true lifesaver to ensure you don't get stuck carrying around 50s and 100s. Okay, Section 3. Comprando en el mercado, market shopping. Let's shift gears to buying fresh fruit or, say, paying for an amazing meal at a local seafood restaurant right on the Malecon, where cash is definitely king. When you're buying fresh pineapples or local bananas, addressing the vendor affectionately as casera for a woman or casero for a man is a wonderful local custom to adopt. It means friendly vendor or shopkeeper. And trust me, it instantly builds this warm, respectful connection. Now remember those small bills we just talked about? If you only have a large bill, like a 20, you really need to find out if the vendor has suelto. Tener suelto means to have change, specifically referring to coins or small bills.
So, you should always ask this question before handing over a large bill, just to make absolutely sure they can break it for you. ¿Tiene cambio de un billete de 20? Do you have change for a $20 bill? Asking this saves everyone from that super awkward situation where the vendor has to literally run around the market begging neighboring stalls for change. After you pay, the actual physical money they hand back to you is called el vuelto. Don't confuse it with the general concept of change. El vuelto is that exact stack of coins or bills handed right back into your hand.
All right, Section 4, Pago de Servicios Básicos, paying utilities.
Let's look at another incredibly important task, paying your basic utilities on time, so your services don't get disconnected. Nobody wants that. A utility bill is called la planilla. Now, if you don't use a local Ecuadorian banking app, which by the way lets you pay in like 2 minutes online, you'll need to take your physical planilla down to a Western Union agency, like the big one right in the center of town. When you get to the window, you can just simply tell the agent that you're there to pay your electricity and water bills by saying, "Vengo a pagar la planilla de luz y la del agua." Luz is electricity, and agua is water. Easy enough, right?
Just be sure to bring your paperwork. The agent is going to need your código de suministro, which is your unique reference code to actually process the cash payment. In return, they'll hand you a stamped proof of payment. A pro tip, always file those stamp receipts away safely.
And finally, Section 5, Práctica de Vida Diaria, Daily Life Practice.
To wrap up our explainer today, let's actually practice how you can answer everyday money questions right now. I want you to think about your own daily routine on the coast. Here's the question. ¿Usted usa más dinero en efectivo o tarjetas de débito? Do you rely more on cash or on your cards?
You could answer using a really simple sentence structure just like this. Yo uso más efectivo porque es más rápido. I use cash more because it's faster. Seriously, practicing these sentence structures out loud is the absolute best way to master your A1 vocabulary and gain that confidence.
As you go about your week in Salinas, whether you're grabbing groceries or paying utilities, I want to leave you with this one important question to ponder. ¿Qué precauciones toma cuando retira dinero del cajero automático? What precautions do you actually take to stay safe when getting your cash? Because mastering your financial Spanish isn't just about convenience. It is really about feeling confident and secure in your day-to-day life here. Thanks so much for letting me explain these essentials to you today, and have a fantastic time practicing out there in Salinas.